guys, Samurai here, back in with another video, and today I'm here to talk about the Masters 8. The Masters 8 was recently revealed in the latest episode of Pokemon Journeys, also known as Pocket Monsters 2019. This includes the top 8 strongest trainers in the world, or in the PWC. I, and along with 7 other content creators, decided to make a team prediction video. While I do have a podcast called the Masters 8 Podcast, we will be doing some sort of collaboration, but for how this one will go down, it'll be very simple. We'll do it in descending order, so the person who's covering Leon will go first, and the person who's covering Ash will go last. I want to give a massive thanks to all the content creators who helped me out in this video. Remember to like and subscribe to all their channels, and let's get started.
It is time to talk about the world champion Leon, and what team of 6 he could possibly be using for his battles in the Masters 8, and his final inevitable battle with Ash. First up is of course Charizard. He's obviously going to be using his trusted partner and ace. They're going to be Gigantamaxing and they're going to be pretty unstoppable. I think Charizard is the Pokemon that finishes up most of Leon's battles in this tournament and will probably come head to head with Ash's Pikachu in the final battle. Next up is Dragapult, surprisingly the only other confirmed Pokemon that Leon owns in Journeys so far. So for me, this is an obvious choice for his Masters 8 team. It is the pseudo-legendary of the Galar region, and we've barely seen this thing get any shine in Journeys. It is a fan favourite from Sword and Shield, and it is strong in battle, so I can definitely see it being one of the MVPs of this tournament for Leon. One of the Galar starters is a must for Leon's team. Just like in the games, he ends up with one of them, and the perfect choice in my opinion is Rillaboom. The only one that Go hasn't got, and surely that's intentional because they are saving this beast for Leon's team. We've seen a few Rillaboom here and there in the anime, but unlike Inteleon or Cinderace, we've never actually seen this thing in battle. So similar to Dragapult, I just want to see it tear up the Masters 8 tournament. We could even see its debut G-Max form in the anime, which would be cool. Next up is Galar's regional bird Corviknight. This is a must for Leon's team in my opinion. We already have seen Leon interacting with a group of them in episode 100. This shows that he obviously knows how to handle them, so maybe he has his own. We've barely seen anything of this Pokemon in Journeys, which is rare for a regional bird, so much like a few others on the list, they could be saving it for the Leon's Masters 8 team. And then we have Aegislash, a Pokemon we saw plenty of in the Kalos League, but since Leon owns this in the games, I think it would be a nice addition to this team and create some obstacles for Ash to overcome in their final battle. And then finally we have Mr. Rhyme, a Pokemon that Leon uses at the Battle Tower in the games. We haven't seen this Pokemon yet in Journeys, so it would be nice for Leon to show off this new Galar Pokemon. It would also be funny if we got a few interactions out of battle between Mr. Rhyme and Ash's Mr. Mime. But that's it for Leon's team of 6. I think this team would work nicely and be well balanced, showing off Galar and being a strong challenge for Ash.
What's up, GingerCornets? Today I'll be going over my predictions for Cynthia's Masters 8 team. So far, we've seen 5 of Cynthia's Pokemon: Garchomp, Gastrodon, Glaceon, Kommo-o, and Roserade. Now an easy prediction would be these 5 plus one more, but I'd like to get a little more creative with my picks. So let's get the obvious one out of the way. Garchomp is going to be on the team. No surprises there. Next, I think Kommo-o is a safe bet, simply because of how out there of a pick it was from the writers, as Cynthia has never used a Kommo-o in-game aside from a single sync pair in Masters. They could even use this as an opportunity to give Cynthia a Z move, since we've definitely seemed to be lacking those in the current Masters 8 lineup. To round out the Pokemon we've seen her use in Journeys, I think Roserade is a safe bet, as she's used it in the Arceus Specials fight against Team Galactic, and I don't know why she would have used Roserade specifically in this fight if we're not going to see it again. Alright, now let's get into some more interesting picks. Some of Cynthia's most used Pokemon in-game, such as Lucario and Milotic, have appeared in Journeys so much at this point that I highly doubt she'll end up using them. So to start out, I'm gonna say Togekiss. Excluding cameos, we've never actually seen a Togekiss in the anime besides Dawn's, so it's a Pokemon I would love to see back in the spotlight. While Togekiss isn't a Pokemon Cynthia used in the original Diamond and Pearl games, it's become one of her most used Pokemon since Platinum, even appearing in both her rematch fights in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Now I think having another non-Gen 4 Pokemon would be good for this ultimate team, and we've already written out Milotic. This is where Electros comes into play. With its Levitate ability, Electros effectively has no weaknesses, which would definitely make it an interesting Pokemon for anyone to have to take down. So Electros, you have made the cut. Now I do want to briefly touch upon Glaceon, as it's a Pokemon we've only ever seen Cynthia use in Best Wishes, in order to represent her team from Black and White 2, as well as older Pokemon making their return to the anime at that point. You could also technically say the same thing about Kommo and Pokemon Masters, and for that reason, I feel the writers would naturally gravitate towards a Pokemon to represent Cynthia in BDSP, and of Pokemon that are new to her team in those games, there is only one. So my pick for Cynthia's final Pokemon will be Porygon Z. Now I know what you're thinking, but I'm sticking to this pick. If Journey still wants to show off every Pokemon, this would be the perfect opportunity for Porygon Z to make its debut. Also, I really don't think they need to keep the Porygon ban going, it just kinda feels ridiculous at this point. So there you have it, my prediction for Cynthia's Masters 8 team will be Garchomp, Kommo, Roserade, Togekiss, Electros, and Porygon Z. Now that I'd say is a champion level lineup.
Alright, I'm next, and I'm covering the fan favorite Hoenn champion, Steven Stone. He was definitely heavily requested to do and to be in the Masters 8, so I can't wait to share his team. Steven is a steel type expert but also likes studying rocks, so I thought his team should reflect that. So the first member on his team should be his Mega Metagross. We saw this Pokemon being used in the XY series and it was incredibly trusty. It managed to rival Groudon and Kyogre, and not to mention it helped out greatly during the Team Flare arc. He's definitely one of his strongest Pokemon, and I think we can call him his ace, so he's a definite on this team. Next up we have Carabing. Now, Steven has used Carabing in some supplementary games, such as Oras. Carabing is a rare rock, so I think Steven would likely have one on his team, not to mention it's a fairy type. That could definitely help against the many dragon type experts on the Masters 8. Along with having the rock type, it can easily deal with the many Charizards he might be seeing. Next up is Archeops. Now Steven has some fossil Pokemon on his team. He had Cradily on his original team. Now while I like Cradily, I feel like we could give him some more fossil Pokemon. Archeops fits the bill. It's a flying type of Pokemon he doesn't have yet, not to mention it's the ancestor to wild bird Pokemon, which is really cool. I think it fits the bill and fits Steven really well, along with its blue wings, kinda reminding me of Steven's hair. Next up we have Aggron. Now Aggron is a Pokemon that Steven has always had, and I think it's pretty cool. It's kinda like his secondary ace. While he wouldn't Mega Evolve, I could still see him being very useful with his bulky defense and moves like a Iron Head. The next one up is a newer Pokemon being Berserker. Now Berserker was introduced in Gen 8 in the Sword and Shield games. He's a steel type variant and evolution of Meowth. I feel like this would be a really cool Pokemon to Steven to have, as we don't have many Gen 8 representation on many teams. Not to mention, we've barely seen the Galar region, so introducing one of the regional variants other than Farfetch would be amazing to see. I would love to see how it would battle differently to a normal Persian or even to an Alolan Persian. I feel like that would be incredibly interesting to see and watch. And next up for his final member of his team, it's one that I don't think a lot of people saw coming. It's Alolan Sandslash. In the Pokemon Masters game, he has a sync pair where he has a Sandslash. I feel like this is a great fit for him. Sandslash kinda looks like a rare rock, kinda looks like a crystal, not to mention, it's a Kanto Pokemon. And which region did Kanto get remade in? The 3rd generation, Hoenn's generation. I feel like Sandslash would be a great addition to Steven's team, having the Ice type. The Ice type would definitely solve, again, the Dragon type problem that he had, not to mention, he could deal with Grass types too. I feel like this is a great team for Steven to have. I had to go through 2 drafts of Steven's team because I felt like his team was getting too predictable, but I actually enjoy this team and I hope he gets to use it.
Greetings trainers, Groblitz here, and now it's time for me to give my personal predictions of what it will be the roster used by the Tamer of Dragons and Collector of Capes, none other than the Pokemon G-Man himself, Lance. Once the winner of the Indigo Plateau Elite Four Cup, and now the champion of both the regions of Kanto and Johto, we can see a lot of potential in his team. However, I would like to see a lot of diversity as well. As we all know, he's infamous for having Dragonites, but given how both Ash and Iris have those present in their current rosters, and the shiny Gyarados he caught in the Lake of Rage during Master Quest was more promoted from the lieutenant of its team to its now captain, I feel like such orange-winged dinosaur would have to be excluded for the time being. Having a Kanto Pokemon with shiny characteristics embodies both sides of Mount Silver, and makes Lance a formidable foe from Johto, who is representing Kanto on Ash's behalf. So I sadly have to remove his iconic Dragonite, and by proxy, the Kingdra from Claire as well. And due to that, I feel like Lance having an Alolan Executor as his second Pokemon would be an amazing reference to Ash's Alola champion status, and also to promote the Let's Go games because he has those in the rematches. I do want to give him a fossil Pokemon though. However, Aerodactyl is extremely predictable and it's also on Go's main roster, so as for Pokemon number 3, I want for Lance to have Dracozolt, because he studied in Hammerlock Chim of Galar, and it's also a nice parallel to Ash's Dracovish, and a nod to Ampharos' draconic genetics and also Mega Evolution. And speaking of Johto, as for number 4, I want to give him Tyranitar because he has won in the Adventures manga and there's really nothing that I can offer the guy from the Master ZX gacha game. Finally, for number 5, a more niche and shadow choice, that being Kangaskhan, since he uses both in stadium games from the Nintendo 64 and it's a nice callback to Pikachu's origins. And last but not least, I will go with Hydreigon, since his cousin Claire got a Druddigon in Best Wishes, so it feels fitting that Lance also has Unova representation, not to mention that he was the winner of the World Tournament in Driftville City from Black and White 2, addressed in Journeys 12. So yeah, he's the most suitable candidate to sport such nefarious pseudo-legendary. So Lance's final team, ladies and gentlemen, at least to me, it's Shiny Gyarados, Alolan Executor, Kangaskhan, Tyranitar, Hydreigon, and Dracozolt. Let me know what you guys think, and thank you for your time.
Hey guys, it's Aleximo, and I'm here to talk about Diantha's full team in the Pokemon anime. We only know of her ace Gardevoir, so there's a lot to speculate about her other 5 members. So who else should she have on her team? Diantha is a Pokemon champion, but more importantly, she's a famous actress. I think her entire team should represent different types of movies she may have acted in. To start off, let's take some inspiration from her games team, being Gardevoir, Hawlucha, Tyrantrum, Aurorus, Gourgeist, and Goodra. I'm going to be keeping some of these for her team in the anime as they fit certain types of movies, however I'll also cut a couple. The first cut is going to be Hawlucha, which represents luchadors, more of a live sport than a movie. Goodra will also be cut because it doesn't have any acting ties and was already shown under Raihan's possession. Aurorus will also be cut because I think it basically represents the same thing as her Tyrantrum, which is a better fit for her team in my opinion. With all of those cuts, here's what I believe will be her full team. First off is of course Gardevoir, who is the only confirmed member of her team so far. Gardevoir isn't necessarily based on any type of acting, but rather dancing, which is close enough. I think it's likely Gardevoir acts in movies alongside Diantha. Her second member is going to be Tyrantrum, representing movies like Jurassic Park. I could have chosen either Tyrantrum or Aurorus for this, but I feel Tyrantrum is a better fit since T-Rexes are basically the most recognizable dinosaur. Her Tyrantrum would be the star actor for a movie called Jurassic Gym. Her third Pokemon and last Pokemon for her games team is Gourgeist. It represents horror and Halloween genre movies. In the anime, she'd have a supersized Gourgeist, and it would have a battle style based around scaring the opponent. It would play as antagonists in high-budget Halloween horror movies every year. Her fourth and first anime exclusive member is Behem. This Pokemon represents the sci-fi and alien genre of movies. It would use powerful psychic attacks in battle as well as when acting, where it would pretend to abduct and mind control Diantha. The fifth member of Diantha's team is Mr. Rhyme. This Pokemon is based on the actor Charlie Chaplin, as well as mimes, tap dancers, and clowns. It would act similarly to Charlie Chaplin, being in the silent films genre. Since Mr. Rhyme can't exactly talk, this is a perfect fit for it. Diantha's final member is going to be representing the superhero genre of movies. So who exactly is the most popular superhero? Batman? Superman? It's Spider-Man, like by a landslide. Everyone loves Spider-Man. So Diantha's gonna get Ariados, the Pokemon version of Peter Parker. In the movie titled Ariados Girl, this Ariados would be the partner of Diantha as they swing through Castelia and fight crime. Diantha's full team is Gardevoir the Dancer, Tyrantrum representing Jurassic Park, Gourgeist the Horror Actor, Behem the Alien, Mr. Rhyme being the Pokemon version of Charlie Chaplin, and Ariados for Spider-Man. Overall, a diverse team of different acting tropes all coming together for a champion roster. Again, I've been Alexmo. Make sure to check out my channel Alexmo, and my Twitter at AlexmoYT.
Hey Pokemon Champions, what's going on? It's Champion Blaze here, and with Alon confirmed to be in the Masters 8 of the PWC, he's no doubt going to have his strongest team at his disposal in this tournament. I personally believe his team would be the following 6 Pokemon. Headlining his team would of course be his ace Pokemon, Charizard. This is his starter Pokemon and his most powerful Pokemon. It's able to Mega Evolve and was the only known Pokemon that is able to take down Ash Greninja in the Kalos League. It's been able to stand up to legendary Pokemon such as Mega Rayquaza and Primal Groudon, and is even a match for Steven's shiny Metagross, so just imagine a battle between those two Pokemon. With the powerful Fire Dragon typing, there's no doubt that this would be his strongest Pokemon, getting him through the tournament. A Pokemon he would definitely carry over from his Kalos League team would be a pseudo-legendary Tyranitar. He does have access to Metagross, but to make him stand out a bit more, I think he should be using Tyranitar. It's also a very underused Pokemon in the anime, and this thing was pretty powerful against Ash's Pikachu, so I think this would be a good fit for his team. The last Pokemon I think he'd carry over from the Kalos League would be a toss-up between Bisharp or Weavile. These are two great Pokemon I think fit with the aesthetic of Alon and his character, and they're also very speedy and powerful Pokemon. Alon definitely likes his Dark-type Pokemon, so he definitely would keep one or the other. Now for some new Pokemon on his team. If he's continued traveling the world after helping out Professor Sycamore, I think he'd head over to Galar and add Corviknight to his team. It's a pretty bulky and strong Pokemon, great in any Pokemon Sword and Shield playthrough, and it adds the defensive steel typing to his team. This Pokemon fits the aesthetic of Alon's team pretty well, and I think this is a regional bird that he would use. It would definitely be better for him to use than Unpheasant, that's for sure. Next on his team, since he's not using Metagross right now, I think he would add the other pseudo-legendary from Hoenn onto his team, that being Salamence. Alon definitely likes his pseudo-legendary Pokemon, and Salamence would give him access to the Dragon typing outside of using Mega Charizard X. I think it would be a great Pokemon for his team, a great Dragon for him, and imagine him riding Salamence into the PWC. The force of this Pokemon would be something to be reckoned with. And lastly on his team, I think he would have a major curveball and have access to the Pokemon Spiritomb on his team. This might seem like an odd one to throw out there, but hear me out. Alon has been researching Mega Stones and Keystones and Mega Evolution with Professor Sycamore, and Spiritomb is withheld inside the odd Keystone, though maybe he comes across this Keystone of sorts. He's intrigued by it, does some research on it, and eventually unlocks it, getting access to the Pokemon Spiritomb. The only trainer really known for using Spiritomb in the game is Volo more recently, and of course, the famous Cynthia. Alon's pretty powerful, so I think he could handle the might of Spiritomb and add it to his team, only being weak to the Fairy typing. It would definitely be a powerful threat on his team. So I think Alon's new team for the PWC would of course be Charizard, Tyranitar, Salamence, either Weavile or Bisharp, Corviknight, and Spiritomb. And I think this would be a very powerful team for him to use.
What's going on, guys? It's Dino. Thank you, Samurai, for inviting me to this project. I have the pleasure to present you guys today with my version of Iris Masters 8 team. The first team member is a confirmed member, being Iris Ace, also used in poster, Haxorus. Haxorus has come a long way, being an Axew back in the Best Wishes days. We've seen Haxorus revealed in the Iris Return episode to fight Ash, and he was very powerful, so it would definitely be fun to see him again. The second member probably will be her previous ace, being her overpowered Dragonite that also was used in a fight versus Ash, and he was defeated against Dracovish, but we did see his immaculate strength displayed in the Best Wishes anime. The third member I choose is not a Dragon-type Pokemon, but her good old friend Excadrill. I believe that with Iris and Excadrill's backstory, it's a must for Iris to bring him to her biggest event yet on the world's biggest stage. Also, Excadrill is a great counter to Ice types, Fairy types, and Dragon types, especially needed against the strong Masters 8 that will be prepared for Iris. The fourth member will be a new addition to the team, Garchomp. Iris actually called a Gibble back in the special. It would be perfect for Gibble to evolve to participate in a strong event like that. Garchomp then also could be Mega Evolving to compete against all those gimmicks presented in the Masters 8. The 5th member will be the mysterious Goodra we saw alongside Clear in a flashback. I feel like foreshadowing Goodra back in Ash vs Iris, the writing staff have no reason to not bring back Goodra, especially that they went out of their way to bring Iris back again. Goodra as a pseudo-legendary could also be potentially tied into Iris and Raihan's relationship, with Iris Goodra potentially training with Raihan's Goodra. The final member now is a complete new addition by me. Even though I have Exadro as a team member that is not a Dragon type, I do not believe that Emolga would be a good fit for Iris Masters 8 team, so I chose Druddigon. I believe that as the Unova champion, Iris needs another Unova Dragon type. As Karen already has Hydreigon, I feel like a Druddigon that Iris also had in Pokemon Generation would be a fitting addition to the team that could also be inspired by Clear's shiny Druddigon. So that's my thoughts with Iris Masters 18. It's definitely a great surprise to see Ash's former companion also competing in her Master 8. But we will definitely see what Iris will bring to the table in her Masters 8, potentially fighting Lance while Claire is watching. That would be great. Continue on with the other choices.
Hello everyone, SB Juju here. I got the honor of not only being in one of Samurai Trainer's these videos, but also predicting a team for our lovable protagonist, Ash Ketchum. Let's not waste any time getting into this amazing team. I do want to give a disclaimer that I will be using a rotating team, as just predicting him using his Journeys team is kinda boring. That being said, the members I am choosing will be chosen mostly for his fight against the undefeatable Leon. The first member of Ash's team is going to be none other than the partner Pokemon himself, Pikachu. It is hard to imagine Ash doing this competition without his best friend and most loyal Pokemon by his side, so Pikachu is automatically in on this dream team. Next up is a Pokemon that got a glimpse of the spotlight a little earlier in Journeys, a fan favorite, Infernape. Infernape is a great answer to Aegislash, and as we saw earlier in this chapter of the anime, Infernape is absolutely ready to be called back to battle at any moment. Let's give this Sinnoh star some more spotlight. Third is the ace of Journeys, Mega Lucario. Lucario is absolutely shown to be Ash's most trusted ally in Journeys, outside of Pikachu, and this Pokemon has shown time and time again that he deserves to be on a team of Ash's strongest Pokemon. Plus, we can continue to see them tap more and more into that aura power that we got a taste of in Ash's battle versus Raihan. My next choice is the mythical slayer himself, Sceptile. For those that are curious why Sceptile is here, let me explain. Leon has yet to show his full team of 6. If his team mirrors the ones he uses in-game, then Sceptile is a phenomenal choice. Sceptile will be excellent against Seismitoad, Rhyperior, and Inteleon, which all could be members of Leon's 6 Pokemon, and let's be honest, who doesn't want Sceptile here? Next up is Dragonite. This Pokemon has shown through his World Coronation adventures that it is nearly undefeatable. It not only went undefeated for a very long time in the series, it also beat a Champion's Ace Pokemon. Dragonite is a Pokemon that cannot be slept on, and I think leaving out all of the Journeys team is an injustice to this powerful team. My final choice is absolutely the most controversial, so Samurai, I apologize in advance for the comment section. 3 trainers that are frequently requested to be against Ash in the Masters 8 are Lance, Alon, and Leon. Any of these 3 battles would definitely be amazing to see. However, an important takeaway from these opponents is that all 3 famously have Charizards on their team. So I think we should fight fire with fire and bring in the original ace Pokemon, Charizard. This Pokemon's battle record and bond with our protagonist speaks for itself, and as we have seen several times in the anime, this Pokemon loves to battle Pokemon that seem strong. And what Pokemon are stronger than those belonging to the Masters 8? Therefore, my Masters 8 dream team for Ash Ketchum is Pikachu, Infernape, Lucario, Sceptile, Dragonite, and Charizard. As much as I want to include Greninja here, I really think he will only return if we see a battle against Alon, which at this point is not guaranteed. Not to mention that Greninja was even removed from the intro recently, making his return even less likely. Thank you all for listening, and thank you Samurai for inviting me. I will catch you guys next time when the adventure continues.
Thanks to all the content creators who were a part of this video. I want to give a massive thanks to all of them. Remember to please subscribe to their channels. They did an excellent work and smashed it out of the park with their unique teams. I hope you guys can all watch their channels in the future, and I hope I collaborate with all of these guys in the future too. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Samurai out.